All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Massive drop, and we have up to 25,319. Previous day's low. Friday's low is sitting at 202. So we missed the gap fill by nothing at all. We missed it by 6 points. It's pretty crazy. That previous day in London gap's usually what we have to go and fill. And our low is right there. And we missed it by 6 points. I don't think we'll go up all the way to, we are only gapped down 0.5% though. That's pretty good considering JD Vance said that the negotiations were a wash. They didn't go well. Good morning, everyone. Zinc on a Monday. I know I swapped out Wednesday for Monday this week only. Nice surprise to see you on a Monday. What's going on, Pipty? How you doing? Get all the alerts out here. Revo, Red One, how you doing? No screen. I'm getting it up, Revo. I'm getting it up. There you go. Did you hold the long overnight? I wish I did. I was thinking about it before I went to bed. I caught... I'll show you what I got here. So I wish I'd held my gold long for at least the IB high last night. Gold, I missed like another $100 on, and then ultimately ended up missing. I sold it at 4703. Missed like another 50 points, sadly. So $500 on one micro. I was thinking about it before I went to bed, but then I didn't know where I was going to put my stop loss. I caught $61, 30 points on a break over 25,000. So that was also a move to the IB high, and I ended up just holding it a little bit longer. So last night, the only risk to that is leaving a TP order or stop loss order filled. So if I enter a long and go to bed, I either can't put a stop loss or I can't put a TP. You don't want to have both of them on the chart, because if you have both and price comes all the way up, which is the reason that I don't have this account down here anymore. If you guys remember last Tuesday when I had that gold position, or Thursday even, right here, everyone in the stream should remember that I lost access to the account -131. The stop loss order or the TP order, I don't know which one it was, that filled. So when I got the account back, they fixed it. Everything was fine. I got the account back at like noon. I was able to come and sit back down at my desk at 1:30, 1:40. And I was down. Of course, it was the high day that I got back to my desk, and I was down to $400 in drawdown. So then I was a little upset, so I YOLO'd it. And now I only have 4 accounts, sadly. You can't do bracket orders when copy trading, Brian. Sadly. What's going on, Barreto? So if you go up to ATM and you turn that on, well, you can see I only have the ability to have it off. There's no on button. But even if I go to ATMs for on, you cannot have it on while copy trading on the groups. So even if I set it like this, only one of the accounts the one that I'm actively on, so 1821258, that is the only one that will put both the TP and stop loss. The other 3 will not copy trade that ATM order on. or bracket order. That's the downside to group trading. You'd have to use a trade copier, but trade copiers are just as faulty, so it doesn't really make sense. What's going on, Sam? How you doing? I did last night. I commentated right at 6:03. I think longs for a gap fill overnight will work. The gap that I'm referring to, well, we fill the gap on gold. That's no longer there. The gap that I'm referring to is that previous day in London gap. So if we go to the 15-minute, previous day in London gap is previous day's low, including pre-market. And then the London high, you can see that we do still have a draw to the upside. 609.08 is what we should go fill. Same thing that we saw, where was it? We had one last week right here. So same exact gap. You have your pre-market low. That's your previous day's range. I'm going to replay for this. So there's your previous day's range. Here is your London range. Very small gap to fill again, but it still needs to fill. And then we can see once we skip forward into the open, we went all the way up, ended up hitting just about previous day's high, and then pittered out at previous day's 50 ultimately. But that is the gap that I'm referring to. It's not the overnight gap being 0.45%. The actual gap is what we're looking at for that previous day in London range. So this little tiny gap, it is 608.93 to 609.06. So even though it's only 13 cents, it still needs to go and fill. We should pretty much right into open. Probably, I mean, we might wick down, but I think right into open, we're going to go and push right through that. It is an outside day stat as well. So if we go and bring up edgeful, our outside day stats, we have a 69% chance that price reverses back up and takes previous day's low, which also lines up with the gap. That's why it works so well. And then SPY, this is going to be the big one today. SPY's previous day's range, our high into the low. This is the whole gap that we need to fill in SPY today. So if Qs goes and takes it, which it should, it's a lot closer. SPY should have a continuation, which would therefore push Qs probably up to previous day's 50. That's what I'm going to be looking for into open. That is how I will be playing today. I think we have a nice continuation. I think we fill the gap. We also, for both SPY and Qs, this is only a 0.43% gap down, considering we fell 400 points at open last night. Gap fill by size for the third bracket, we have a 40% chance to fill. It's not that likely. Still a better odd, 50-50 on SPY, 40% on Qs. If we push up another 0.05% and we get into that second bracket, then it's 55% chance we fill it. So not too much of a bias on that gap, filling all the way up to be green on the day, but there's a pretty good bias that we have a fill of that previous day in London gap. Which I'm going to mark out right now. And then we'll leave that. I'll alter this back to our previous day's range. So our outside day stat saying that we should go up to 609.55. And then SPY should be going up to 678.45. That's our range for today. What's going on, Martin? Oh, shoot. I got to build my giveaway. This week we have another 5 flex accounts to give away. Plus, if I can find where that is. Okay. Let's duplicate that page, copy that, paste. Lucid trading giveaway. I want the background to be transparent. Copy paste that. So I not only have the 25Ks to give away themselves, but we are also going to be giving away 5 of the crates this week as well.
Yo, Zinc. What's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. I wasn't sure if I was going to start it or you were going to start it.
Yeah, FTMO legend.
How was your weekend, brother?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Yeah, all good. I got good news. My US visa has been approved, so I'll see you guys.
Very nice.
So it's been a long day, bro. I was up at 5:45 for that. And I was up watching the Masters until 1 in the morning.
Watching Rory almost blow a lead.
Nah, you had it all the way. Okay, perfect. I've added my accounts as well.
He almost cost me $80. Yeah, he was getting close to blowing it.
Oh yeah, no, it was a bit. Honestly, after about 6 holes, I thought he was done.
Okay, background remover.
So I'm up $500 so far. I think I've got that little long pre-market on NQ.
Very nice. Yeah, I cut along overnight. I'm at
Nice.
800.
Yeah, we'll see what you can catch in the session. But yeah, obviously, longs look really nice off the daily view app. So that's what I'm up at the day so far.
Trying to get this giveaway squared away.
Mondays tend to be very bullish days as well. I think in the last,
Especially with the gap down too.
Yeah, exactly. So gap down and that green and red days by weekday. I'll pull that up in a bit. Just busy getting my pre-market plan just sorted out here and putting my trade in.
Should have done this earlier, but hey, honestly, completely forgot. That's what I do on Mondays now. Lucid flex. Okay, they don't have a space on there. Let's go to Mike. I had a phenomenal gold long last night, and I sold it 40 points early. Tragic. Okay, 25K. If I make another 400, actually down to 390 on these accounts, I get a $1,000 bonus per account.
Did you sort out the account slot from last week, Thursday?
Yeah, and I ended up losing it.
Oh, the live.
Yeah, just one of them. I still have 4 of them.
Okay, yeah.
So the gold trade that I had, either the TP or the stop loss, I think it was the TP filled, and gold kept pushing up after that. So when I got the account back, it was down like another.
I see. Yeah.
I don't know, it was like 300, 400 down, which kind of stinks, but.
Yeah, so this is, I can just share my little trade. Yeah, on NQ, I did 540 on it. So this is the trade here. Just we've gapped down, but we clearly are looking really, really great for long. I was trading above that daily or overnight VWAP, and I got in at the pullback. I didn't get the full move back up to previous days lows, which I really like, but I'm out for about 48 points. So yeah,
Very
up
nice.
547 to start the day. So we'll see what happens coming into the session now.
Very nice.
And that's on that 547 is on FTMO.
Awesome.
Live accounts, obviously. I'm not trading any challenges at the moment.
Okay, I almost got this all squared away. Got 9 minutes to open.
Any reports that you're looking at the Watson play, Zing, or not?
Just looking at the gap fill and the outside days one, I don't think we. Oh, actually, we're in the second bracket now, so it's like a 50-50 that we get a gap fill all the way up to that high, 55%. I haven't refined it down to just Mondays, but the other gaps I use are the previous day in London gaps, and we have up to 609.06 to fill. Trying to open.
Yeah, Andre even tweeted, do we fill the gap? That would be pretty wild gap fill.
I think we will. We filled the last one too, I believe. Last time we had a gap like this.
Oh, 6 minutes to open and we're pushing on NQ up to 25. Yeah.
It's actually just fill the gaps and go ahead and get rid of that. Now we're just looking for the outside day stat to fill. Love this background music. Who are you looking for today, James?
I'd like to buy pullbacks, ideally, Zinc.
Looking for a pullback.
But yeah, buy pullbacks. So if we get pullbacks, I'll look to buy at better prices. I don't want to buy obviously up here.
Yep.
DAX is even so. If DAX is also picking up some momentum now to the high side.
We're gonna get the outside day fill before we even open the
Yeah.
day. Only has up to 609.53. We should fill that right at open.
Why did you TP then? Because I'm trading pre-market. Most of my good trades come in the first 2 hours of market open. So, yeah, I'm
pre-market too.
I don't try and look for a massive move pre-market, Martin. Yeah. What's up, Martin? Yeah, good to Brian. Yep.
Three minutes to open. We're gonna fill all this stuff right before we even come into the day.
Am I muted? Oh, there you go. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I'm all good. You can hear me. Yeah.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
I wasn't talking. I'm trying to get this.
No, I thought someone said in the chat they can't hear me. But you can hear me, right? All the other guys.
Yeah, you're all good.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah. Okay, here's it open.
And immediately pushed up. Gaps already filled for the outside day. I wish I had held those longs overnight. Damn. So we have all the way up until our 4 o'clock close. That's a 5 o'clock close. We don't have very much left to fill that gap.
No. Yes, I still got to the outside days report 11 points, so we're not far either.
Nope.
Stocks are down though, but they are recovering. NVIDIA's down 1.3%. Giveaways on Wednesdays, guys. So Zinc's on Monday this week because Andrew's off, but we'll do the giveaway on Wednesday. Not, guys aren't hearing me. Zinc, you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, and yeah, these gaps are, when we do have these gaps that pop up, and you can see we just rejected right at that London gap. We have a little bit, actually a lot left on SPY, but when these gaps pop up, they fill like 92% of the time. Something ridiculous like that.
Bitcoin's recovered as well. It was down to 70,600. It's back up above 71K right now. You think?
Don't talk about it, James. I don't know how many times I got to tell you that.
Getting a little bit of a flush lower here on YM.
Yeah, there we go. Finally got it all done.
Now, I do want to show that green and red days by weekday report. Let's get it up here. Let's go to green and red days by weekday. This is why sometimes on these days where we gap down, instead of just, you can actually local time zones are live. But that's pretty cool. But I always use Eastern time zone, bro. So it will actually confuse me if I have edgeful on my time zone. So I'm not going to do that. But if you look at ES, so even if you go, let's look at ES in the last 3 months. We can actually see so just for the New York session, Mondays are 66% of the time rounded up, 67% of the time close as green closing days. So even with the gap down, Mondays typically do produce a pretty bullish closing days. Are you doing a giveaway, Zinc?
Yeah, I'm doing one for Lucid. I was working on the graphic.
Oh, sick. Sorry, I wasn't
good.
sure about what you were speaking about there, Andrew. Mark, what 0-2 on the day? What did you trade in the London session?
Good enough. Mute while I type this out.
Yeah, we're flashing a little bit here. I think underneath 200 now on NQ, 25, 192 at the moment. Any divergence that you're seeing, think on like Qs or anything?
Not at the moment, no. SPY is, I mean, it's a little weaker from the pre-market gap. Funny enough, gold, SPY, and Qs are all doing the same exact thing right now. We got the gap fill on Qs though. So I think that's why we're rejecting so hard right here.
Just a report that also, so a lot of the guys were mentioning a few things yet about that green and red days report. I do want to go over this volume and range by weekday, if I can, Zinc, as well for a second.
Go for it.
But if you look at this, so this actually lines up very well with my stats this year. Is my best day to trade is actually a Thursday. And if you look at ES in the last 3 months, you can look at the daily time frame, but the New York session time.
Mm-hmm.
But Thursdays is the most volume, has the most volume in the last 3 months. And that actually lines up with my year to date so far. But Thursdays are my base trading days. You can actually also have a look at NQ, obviously. And Thursdays again. Even if you look at like NVDA, okay, Thursdays and Fridays. Mondays sometimes typically do start off, but look at Thursdays and Fridays are more than Mondays. So a lot of traders, just what I found, I'm also speaking for my own trading, come into the week, want to start off on like an aggressive note. But if you just wait patiently, the more volume comes into the market as the week progresses. So don't be too hasty to get into trades unnecessarily this morning. I'm green on the day so far, 550. So we'll see what happens. And I've got a couple of payouts this week, Zinc, as well. The dates.
Yeah, you're what, almost 50K now?
Yeah, almost 50K now. Yeah. But yeah, stocks are red at the moment. The only green stock is Microsoft.
Oh, nice little spike back. Holy SPY bounce. That's a lot stronger than Qs, but that's about to go green in the opening candle here. All right, no more typewriter, everyone. We got it all fixed. Apologies on that. So just last night, I put a screenshot of this in my Discord. There were, in the span of 15 minutes last night, right when we got that spike up, if you go to right at 8:15 from last night, actually just before 8, like 7:55, 7:54, 38 resets in total over the span of that 15 minutes. So knows someone or multiple people are having a pretty rough night trying to catch the moves. Prop count giveaway, yes, I just posted it on my Twitter. Pick those guys on Wednesday.
So how often can you create a payout from FTM? Every 2 weeks, every 14 days, every 2 weeks at the end of every 14 days. James, could you please explain what your trade was based on? So my pre-market trade was based on this. We gapped down, but then I only woke up, looked at the charts like at 12 o'clock today because I was getting my visas done, right? So I saw we popped up to previous day's highs. We got the pullback, and as soon as we just level out here for level that I liked, I'm taking the longs back up to half day. Now I didn't get the best exit on it. I still got like 50 points on it pre-market, which I'll take. But higher lows, higher highs off a level that I liked above VWAP, daily VWAP, overnight VWAP. So that was my trade that I took on. Now, for me right now, personally, someone's asking about the shorts. Yeah, at the moment, I'd prefer long. So I'd look to buy pullbacks at where we're sitting at the minute. But obviously, we'll see as the market progresses. I mean, we have bounced literally. I've spoken about this quite often. I mean, where I think it was like 2 Mondays ago where I took trades live. You can go back and rewatch those trades too. But we gapped down, we bounced heavily pre-market into the open, and then we get a heavy pullback. But I get a great entry price and I buy it back up. So I'd rather prefer to be looking for levels to buy it on ES at 810, where VWAP is at the moment. So yeah, that's my thought process right now. And Zinc, I think you said you agree on that. Yeah.
Unless the Ivy form is bearish, right now we have SPYs making a remarkable recovery over London high, pre-market high. Yeah. Q's also has that gap fill coming up. And then if we pull up any market data, I don't think we have much from Market Catalyst today, but I do think we have a 945. Let's see. 10, just existing home sales at 10, not 945. Yeah. So the more important news catalysts, and there's no way to predict this. We don't know when it's going to come out. The ceasefire ends on April 17th, I want to say. Anyone can fact check me on that. But the reason that we dropped so much overnight is because, and it wasn't saying that we're going to implement it. It was saying if the negotiations don't go well and they don't open up the Strait of Hormuz. I've been seeing so many people pronounce it differently too. Do you know how to properly pronounce it?
I don't know how to pronounce it. No, I do not.
I saw someone say Hormuz. Anyway, everyone should know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So the reason we dropped so much was because Trump made a post that made it look like we're going to be implementing a naval barricade. It's if the negotiations don't go well for the next couple of days. So JD Vance is still there. Trump is still working with them to negotiate terms and stopping the war or stopping the bombings. The fact that we recovered this up, and if you go to the 24-hour, if it was that big of an issue, we would not be sitting at these highs that we've been at for the past four months now. Well, equal levels, not really highs, but we would have retraced this entire move that we made up if we went back into all-out war with Iran. So the move that we had up 3% on April 7th, we have 2 weeks of a ceasefire from there. So 21st, sorry, not the 17th, the 21st. Actually, the 20th, right in the middle. We have until the 20th for that ceasefire, and then it's going to start looking like a blockade. David said he said 10 a.m. blockade, so I'm expecting a news pop when we don't do it. Exactly.
Someone's asking here, Mark, yeah, I can have a look at your thing on my stream later on, 100%. What's up, DV? Horror moves, okay, yeah. I don't know, dude. No. And everyone knows what you're saying.
I think the trend has been, as of late, New York's been terrible to trade. It's been awful. All the good moves happen pre-market and after hours.
Asia, yeah. I actually don't hate at the moment. I know, Zinc, you don't trade this too often, but I don't hate YM longs. We're sitting at the overnight VWAP. We've kind of had a big shakeout. I don't hate the longs back up to like opening range high. I'm not hating them, but the thing is, right now we're obviously pretty choppy on it. We're still stuck inside the opening range at the minute. Opening range would have just set. 30 seconds ago. But I don't hate these longs. Maybe back up towards highs.
Longs may be a little off the table for me now because we already filled that gap.
Sure. On NQ, yeah.
Yep. What I will add in too, not for your trade, but just in general, these are the days that you can capitalize. Someone commented in chat. It said the way you say hummus. Really? Or muse? See, even in chat, there's 3 different pronunciations for it. I have no idea how to say it. Everyone should know what we're talking about, though. For days like this is when you get your big profit with micros. I've traded a total of 6 micros today. So I had 2 MGC and 4 MNQ. 6 micros in total. This, obviously I'm up 200 right now. I could be up a lot more if I held that gold long, the MGC one from last night. Not every day you're going to get moved. Like gold moved 140 points. That's $1,400 on 1 micro if you capitalize on the whole thing. MNQ last night moved almost 400 points from last night into open today. So for anyone that thinks that you can't, I had a lot of comments on a tweet that I had over the weekend saying that you could make 2K a week with micros. I don't know what your sizing usually is, James. Well, you're on CFD, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, yeah.
What would you typically risk on? So say you're playing a bounce off VWAP right now. What would your risk be for that trade?
$1,000, $1,000 to $2,000.
Is that copy trading over the 3 accounts?
No, just 1 account.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're risking a little bit more. You're still.
But it's only 1. Yeah.
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 Technically, I'm trading 4 micros or 5, depending on how many you're copy trading. But these are the days that you copy. Or sorry, not copy trade. These are the days that you squeeze out a lot of profit from the market because the market's actually moving. Last Friday, absolutely horrendous. That was the worst price action I've seen into New York Open. I think I don't know how long we've been watching that for a CPI day too.
Sure.
I don't know what you and James or you and Andre were saying. You are, James.
We shorted. I've just taken a small long on YM. Sorry. By the way. So I've got a small long on YM. It's pretty flushing now. As we took New York Session fee up, I'm in at 785. Stop loss at the low is 700. Yeah, we shorted NQ on Fridays. Friday. Yeah.
Was it an enjoyable price action though? Obviously, you won on the short, so yeah, it'd be a little bit better.
Okay, boom. I'm full out. Opening range high.
Phenomenal bounce.
Yeah, there we go.
New high day on SPY. SPY's about to go and fill that gap too. 678.22.
There we go. Jeez, that was a quick bar on YM. Look at that.
Yeah, that thing just.
Look at that. 80 points.
Day too.
Yeah, I literally top ticked it almost at not exact top, but I basically got out like there. 8.
Now I know I just said I didn't like longs, but now I do that we made it. Holy smokes. SPY just filled the gap.
Yeah,
it was a 50-cent, like 2-second candle.
Yeah, you can copy trade on FTMO, but I don't because I split up my risk. I get out different payout dates, so I just trade them differently. But yeah, that was a nice little trade on YM. That should put me up on the day. 1-2 now. I'm up 1-2. So I did 800 on that, risking 1,000. I think.
Great job. Now I got to catch up. I'm 400.
Again, I could always make more, but I'm green, dude. You're never gonna catch all of the move. This could go another 500 points higher. I couldn't really care less.
Probably will.
Yeah.
So we will actually. While your screen's up, let me go and pull up Twitter, just so I don't get anything bad on here. You never know what you're gonna see on Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I'll explain my trade now in a bit, guys. I just want to put my notes in, and then I can walk through it while things looking for Walter Bloomberg.
Maybe this rejects Hormuz blockade threat.
So that could be the news.
Definitely a news candle, $3.
Yeah, well, YM just shoved like
5
120
minutes.
points.
So new gap fill on SPY. SPY was just green there for green on Qs as well. Great job in the shorts, longs. I mean, what am I saying? This was I think, a news move. What would you say?
Yeah, probably most definitely. It probably was a news move. Yep.
You just have an inside source.
No,
So we
Richard's
have these three. Oops. We have these three right here. Iranian officials are studying abandoning uranium enrichment as U.S. conditions for ending the war. That's going to be what we just pushed off of. Surely. Gold should be up pretty significantly. And it came all the way back down. We have new IB highs on both SPY and Q, so we can definitely go long coming up here shortly. Going all-time high eventually, definitely. There's your screen for you.
Yep. So let me walk through my trade, and this is why I love taking profits aggressively. I would be back down actually from where I exited. So let me just go out to like a 5-minute time frame so I can just speak a little bit on this. So we were definitely lagging on YM compared to ES and NQ. So I like the longs, and this is where I do speak. I like trading all three indexes personally. My best index to trade is NQ, and then I trade the DAX as well as YM. Those are my three best indexes. By the way, my Orb Algo did take a long, so we'll keep monitoring that. But as you can see, ES and NQ are a bit too high for my liking from a discretional trading perspective. I don't want to be buying at these levels here. Yeah, you could maybe win, which you probably would have got, but I felt that YM was at a better place because we were closer to that daily or overnight VWAP, the overnight, daily VWAP, quarter, whatever you want. So because we're trading at it, I felt that we lagged here pre-market. Something caused this, one of the stocks maybe caused us to shove off here. We're now trading, we get above the daily VWAP, and now we got the opening range set. So I was watching on the 1-minute chart, and as soon as we started looking like we're taking this New York session VWAP, I got long, and literally on that, like 30 seconds later, 45 seconds later, I closed on that pin up there. I didn't get a full opening range high, but when I'm up 80 points in the space of 30 seconds, I'm going to take that. So 1-2 on the day now. I'll have to just update my TradeZilla and get the P&L, but yeah, 1-2 on the day, and I'm probably going to call that there for the day. But yeah, that's why I like the longs. I hope that makes sense.
I wouldn't mind another long entry right here with this pullback.
So look. Yeah.
That 5-minute pullback, but definitely a news move. Not discounting your longs at all. Don't read it that way. I'm just saying I don't think it would have moved that fast without a catalyst. You got your opening range high though. I think even before that news move happened. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just missed. Maybe that candle was the news move. I don't know. Maybe it was before it happened. I don't know. I made money, so I don't really care.
It's almost like James knew that was going to come out. He did.
I mean, I'm just reading price action. Sometimes you're going to get lucky and have a news that pops like that for you, and you got to take the good with the bad. But I'm reading price action. So again, if like you look at the 1-minute time frame, why I liked it is we're basing out here. Look how we don't take the lows of the opening range, and we kind of hold and get above the daily and over the daily and New York session, and then I'm just looking to take out the next level, and that's my base hit play. I'm not looking to be too fancy and try and hold a massive runner. So
you're making me want to put view up on. I should have longed. I should have entered there. No, that was a 40-point continuation, I think. Yeah, dollar up 40 points. 50 points now. I'm not pushing it too much. It is before 10 with quite a bit of news coming out. Or not news, volatility, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, the range is pretty wide.
Yeah, we have everything lined up for an IB high to get taken. Great trade, James.
Thank you, sir.
Or the glasses.
Anyone in the chat, let me know if you don't understand that. I can always repeat it, but I'm going to lock myself up for the day. I think that's going to be me. Even if this continues higher, I got my long-term portfolio that will take care of things, and my Bitcoin, but we won't mention that.
As he says the name Bitcoin. If this drops 2,000, I'm not streaming with you ever again. Or the glasses.
Oh, yeah. Jeez, I need to get those up, bro.
Unfortunately, David, that's only for inside days that get measured like that. Outside days don't have a metric for filling both previous day's low and previous day's high. It's calling me. So inside days are the ones that tell you by breakout, when you break out, this is your odds of touching both previous day's high and low. Outside days do not have that measure. They just have by close, spike, and size. The size tells you if you have an outside day like what we had this morning, 0.2 to 0.39, we had a 57% chance if I went to buy size. I just used the regular report. Obviously, if you have a 1.5% outside day, it's probably not going to go and fill. But this does not tell us that we do not have a chance of hitting both high and lows. But we do have a pretty good reference point from last week because we did the same exact thing on a Wednesday going to Thursday. This was our outside day stat, pretty much identical to what we're looking at today. We had about a 1% gap down on this. It filled the previous day in London gap, and then went to previous day's 50 and did nothing from there. This was after the IB broke. Thankfully, this time around, we do have another 30 minutes for the IB, so it still has time to continue that push higher. I think getting all the way up to previous day's high, another $3 could be likely. It depends on how much we want to buy this news. Keep in mind that with the way the market's been trading, the reason that we're down is because of the Iran conflict. That's the whole reason that it started on the last week of January, I believe. So you can see right where we peaked. Conflict starts. We have 3 days of 3% downside. No one likes war in that sense. And as soon as we get indication of it reversing or stopping, we have a week that reverses the prior weeks of downside. If this conflict ends, we're going back to all-time highs and then probably much further than that. The only indication of drawdown would be how these oil prices have affected big tech and earnings for transportation costs. Oil, I mean, is in every plastic component that companies use. So I don't think Apple uses that much plastic. They're mostly metal, but transportation costs for them, packaging, all oil prices being as high as they are, that all correlates to probably a quarter of drawdown for big tech.
My oil bulger just took the win.
Very nice. Previous day's 50 exit too. I wish I had entered long on that retest. That was perfect. 609.91. And that was a, let's see, hindsight warrior. I would have never lost. That was a 90-point pop.
Yeah, NQ. Jeez, NQ is back at back above Friday's opening range low right now, which was at 25 to 90. Yeah, we'll get the glasses on now.
Yeah, go get them.
I just want to show my month so far, I think. So this has been my month so far. So 91% win rate, day win percentage of 100%, average RR of 0.71. So 11K on the month so far, and then I did 1.26K. Yeah, so now that on these accounts, I think that's 40 winning days in a row now on the actual live accounts. I had one losing day to start and now 40 days, but I'm only showing this month. I got to go find all the other accounts here, but it's a 40 days right now. Yeah, dude, one day at a time.
I am 180 points off of getting a huge buffer increase, and I can start sizing up a little bit.
Nice.
So my 1,000.
So are you going to trade the accounts separately now?
No, I'm going to keep copy trading them.
Okay.
I'm going to keep copy trading. The only reason that I had that account separate is because that's the only one I lost access to.
Sure.
The other 4 were fine. Now I just have to look at it. Definitely going to be going long today if we can get a pullback. I'm not going to be doing it on gold, though. JD Vance left Pakistan yesterday with made in tank stop at Ramstein. Maybe he wanted to go to a music festival. Who knows? Also, that 10 o'clock candle we just got right there, that was the news. Home sales. Home sales came in bullish. Beat by 300,000. It's good. Do you think aggressively taking profits is the reason your high win rate and your overall probability?
Yes, 100%. 100%. I like taking profits aggressively, particularly on this type of market. But even like I've been doing it the whole year, like just being very aggressive, I think, at taking profits. Like once I'm green, like you saw on this trade there, I was like, I don't care. I'm up 80 points. I'm not letting this come back to break even and let me frustrate me for the next 40 minutes. So yeah, I would say that obviously does contribute to the high win rate. So I'm actually really not even looking at my stats. I'm just trying to take one good trade at a time, and I'm taking profits level to level. Like you saw there, I had a reason I was taking profits, opening range high, right? I wasn't like, oh, I'm randomly up it. I was like, I'm going for opening range high. We got 15 points of it. I'm taking profits.
Let's see if I can go. So I'm sitting at about a 66% win rate.
Yeah, but you probably trade with a higher RR, which is yeah, exactly. You got to find what works for you. I'm just sharing this because that's what works for me, right?
Yeah, guess what, guys? Your bank account doesn't care about your risk reward or your win rate.
Yeah.
There are some banks that don't accept negative RR, but those ones we just don't work with. James doesn't work with, I should say.
Yeah.
I do the same. Like last night, I secured that gold long early for I have no idea why. Just felt like securing. I was $88 over 4 accounts, so like just about a $400 trade, 360, and then I ended up missing another 50 points. So I would have made 2,000. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. A recent market, definitely though. Securing profits early is the. I mean, I had a trade last night that was up 70 points on it, but the stops are break even, and it stopped me out at break even.
That for me, that makes me so angry, bro. Like I want to tilt off that. So I know what makes me tilt, so I'm just not doing it.
Yep.
Like on that trade, I made on that specific trade because I was up 500. So on that trade, I made 720, 730. So I'm up $700 in 35 seconds. I'm 100% going to take that. But I'm going to the next level, opening range high.
Yep.
And then also, as I said, on YM, you could be playing that outside days report as well, where we still actually got a little bit of a move back towards it. There's still another 150 points higher, but you could still be using that outside days gap. What I mean by that, let me visually show that. So we opened up outside of previous days lows. There's previous days lows at 073, 48, 073. We opened up outside it. So you can use that as a magnet to trade towards as well. So that's another edgeful stat. And we can actually go have a look at it. Let's go like this. Let's go outside days on YM. Where's YM there? go to the Watson player. Maybe that will. I don't have to go and click and show it. Let's go. I've got to add flipping YM. Let's add YM. Yeah, there we go. We can what? Yeah, we can add YM.
Another new high day.
There you go. So YM outside day. So 60%, 67% of the chance we have a. Am I reading that? I'm reading that correctly. Yeah.
Yep.
I think 67% of the chance, and you see it's long bias because we opened up outside of yesterday's lows and we're trading back towards yesterday's lows. 67% chance today. Obviously, it hasn't filled yet. That's why it's still in play because we still got to go back up and get it. But yeah, there we go.
Maybe I'll try a long on YM. I don't know if I can even trade it on here. MYM. I can't. Never mind. I don't have access to trade YM. I'm not really familiar with the tick speed anyway, so it's probably for the best. New high day on Qs again. Getting a little bit salty. I didn't take that long entry, but definitely would have sold it well before now, so you can't be too upset about that either. SPY's looking a little laggy. Red candle. Hopefully we get an entry. Gap is filled too, which is pretty shocking. It was just 50-50. But that coincided with what you said right at open with Mondays being bullish. How about those gaps though, guys? How about the previous day in London gap? I gotta go reply to Andre now. I told him this gap is gonna fill last night. Tick speed. It forms a candle every time you move 100 ticks. So if I set it to custom time, set it to ticks. Every time you move 100 ticks, a new candle forms. This is essentially trading on a 1 second chart, like a 1 to 3 second chart.
Jeez.
A little too much. I always just use the 15-minute. I don't see a reason not to. Another couple of minutes, I will take a long entry on MES. Bias is definitely going to maintain long today. I believe, anyway. But I did just mention this. That wasn't the reason we dropped was because of a blockade, but that blockade's not being put into place unless the negotiations continue to go south. Number of hands traded. Oops. Well, I don't use the tick chart, so. Excuse my ignorance there. If we can get an entry down to, this would be about a 20-point trade today if we can get it. We'll go with, we can probably go in with 2 since I'm up 200. You can make the break-even day or make it a $400 day. See if we can get an entry. How do we enter that Lucid giveaway? It's on my X, on my Twitter. All the stuff's on there for how to enter it. SPY can pull back a little bit more. Definitely going to take this trade. $20 minutes till the IB set. If the IB comes in bullish, Andre mentioned this a couple Mondays ago. I don't remember the exact way that he went about it, but I think IBs for a Monday. Maybe I can go to the weekday. buy rejection for a Monday. Maybe continuation. He said something about Mondays having the highest rate of not having a double break and then also having a continuation. For today, we have a really good chance of breaking the high, 75% chance, and then not coming back down. Go to the retracement. Maybe that's what he looked at. So we've only had one outcome on, oh, that's a Thursday. Let's go to Mondays.
Someone's asking, I think, why are you trading the RB if it hasn't formed yet?
Well, it's developing the whole time.
Yeah.
So you can front run. I get this question asked quite a bit.
You're front running it.
Yeah, I mean, you can look for entries while the IB is developing too. So if you trade with VWAP like James does, and you're also trading the IB, you can look for an entry on VWAP before the IB's formed. Yeah. The IB has until 10:30 though. Same with Globex has until 7 o'clock. So you can still take entries early. The earlier you take it, the higher your risk is with the trade. But I'm not just going to come onto the chart at 10:30 and chart the IB and wait for it to give me an entry, because there's a lot of other parameters that go into it. I stepped away from the chart and market went up 0.5%. Maybe I need to step away again. Yeah, do that. I'm not trading the IB right now. I'm just monitoring it. That's all. But I will look to go in with one, maybe two MES. We'll see. From the midpoint, it's 19 points to the high, 18 points to the high. And we have 17. So it's a little too early. What was that? Got the glasses?
Got the glasses, yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. I could potentially see this going higher, though, I think, personally, but that would be
yeah, I do too, definitely.
Like a later on entry or something like that.
Why MES over MNQ? We could take MNQ too. MNQ is just a lot further from the midpoint. MES is a lot closer. The size of MNQ today as well. You're looking at a from the IB low to the high. So you're looking at a 90-point move. $180 risk versus $100 risk on MES. What happened in the war in Iran? They stated that, I just had it on Walter Bloomberg, that they're not looking to pursue uranium anymore, or uranium weapons. Trump is also using this. I mean, this is the way that he negotiates. We saw the same thing with tariffs earlier in the year. He's using a heavy hand to negotiate with. So if they don't do what we want, or what he wants, then it's going to be living hell for them, essentially. Like a naval blockade in the Strait of Hormuz, however you pronounce it, that essentially takes away their only bargaining chip. And if they don't have the ability to
block it,
yeah, then they have nothing to bargain with, or no reason that we continue to negotiate with them. So that's the reason I'm looking for MES instead of MNQ. We do have another 15 minutes.
Yeah, just looking at news later on this week, we got PPR on Tuesday, and then that's kind of it, bro, from a high impact news perspective.
Yeah, nothing too heavy this week. Maybe the beige book on Wednesday, that 2 o'clock read. That one's hit or miss. That one, sometimes it moves the market, sometimes it doesn't. If we can get down a little bit more, I might take the front run entry. This candle looks so much larger than it actually is. This is only, I mean, it's a pretty small range. 90 points is small for what we've been used to on the IB, but it was just that one big candle. Also, both James and I say this all the time, at the market from Asia open last night, we opened all the way down at 24.9. We're at 25.3 right now. So that's 420 points that we moved overnight from that overnight open to now. That's a lot of movement to happen. That's a big move. So the market's going to have to cool off maybe into open today or for the rest of the day today. We'll see. We might take the trade on MNQ. Should have kept your long overnight. Yeah, me too. Me too. MES and MQ are both looking pretty good. Trump taking all the oil from Venezuela, Canada, and Greenland, then closing the strait means all countries will be reliant on the U.S.-controlled oil. I definitely think, yeah, that's going to play out, but it depends on the infrastructure as well in Venezuela. That's the reason that we spiked up so much for oil prices. Trump kind of front ran what the infrastructure in Venezuela was offering. So Venezuela has more, I believe they have more oil than anywhere else in the world, right? More untapped oil. Something like that. Might actually take the entry on M&Q if it gets down a little bit more. I'll put a buy order there. We'll do one M&Q. This will be 90 points. Need to alter it a little tiny bit.
Someone's asking, will you watch? Martin's asking, will you watch shorter time frame to enter the trade?
If you're watching it real time, you don't really need to watch a shorter time frame, smaller time frame.
Yeah, because you're taking it off a level, right? Yeah. So whether you're watching a 1 minute or 20 minutes, it doesn't really matter.
I have a order at 25,246. Let's see if he wants to go and fill me. I'll go with one M&Q today. Venezuela got very heavy oil, very difficult to use. They don't have the infrastructure in place for it yet. So I think that's why Trump started this war, per se. He thought that he was going to have a lot more oil coming in from Venezuela, and then it turns out that they don't really have a sufficient way to refine it. All right, just one little wick down for me, please. Won't take off yet. Missed my entry by 4 points.
Oh, by the way, I about 2 weeks ago put $100 on Rory McIlroy to win 15 to 1.
Damn.
So it was intense watching yesterday, that's for sure. I wanted, yeah.
How much you end up making?
1.5. Well, profit 1.4. I got paid 1.5.
Nice. Stop loss at low day. Yeah, we just barely missed the entry by 5 points. A little disappointing. Oh no, man! Come back down for me, please. Don't jump up yet. Rory made a sweat on the 18th. How did he go from having the largest ever recorded lead in the Masters to almost...
I mean, he has a wild stat. It's actually not uncommon. I'll actually, let me find the stat for you. It actually is pretty crazy, Sync. I kind of expected it. I wouldn't say he would have like given it all back, but I knew he was going to shoot in the 70s at least one day. The reason being is let me find the stat here for you. Mm-hmm. And it's not uncommon at all, but let me just find it here for you. So this is actually a very wild stat. Okay,
Just
found it.
barely missed my entry. That sucks.
Check it out, Zinc. Over 1,300 players have played in the Masters since it started in 1934. Only one has ever shot 4 rounds in the 60s. Cam Smith shot 67, 68, 69, 69 in 2020. He finished runner-up. Dustin Johnson won that year. So he shot 67, 65 in his first 2 rounds to go into a massive lead. But statistically, you're looking at like 0.01% that he was going to shoot all his rounds in the 60s. So he was bound to have an average round where he shot 60, 63, 1 over. And that happened in the 3rd round. And then he shot 71 or 72 under, 1 under in the last round to win. So it's no one shoots 60s every single time they play it. So pretty crazy.
Some people do. And that just that missed my entry by nothing. That sucks. And it jumped all the way back up. 5 points. That's what I missed it by.
Edgeful golf stats incoming. Yeah, that is a pretty wild stat. I mean,
we got tagged in.
You're in.
Yep.
Okay.
Looks like there might be some news with it though. Came down pretty quick.
Come on.
Up 60 already. Holy moly. All right, we can kind of want to move the stop up. You know what? I'll just take it. $70 on that.
You closed.
I did. Yeah, I didn't like how fast that jumped down.
Yeah, there you go. $70 times the 3 live accounts, yeah?
Yep. Very good.
There you go.
So total reward, it could definitely jump up, but I look at the wick that we just got. That was pretty lucky. I don't know what the tweet was with that, but I don't think it would have. It just went from 25,302 down to 25,244, back up to 25,302 in a minute, less than a minute. Yeah, that was no time at all. I got filled on the live account too, so that means that it was down enough that there were orders that were filled. Sim accounts sim accounts have no risk of filling. Dipped down just for a second. It had to have been a tweet, yeah. I definitely could have held that longer. SPY never went into the 50, which would have been very unfortunate had we placed the order on that. I definitely could have held that longer, but last night I'll show you guys the trade I had from Globex Open. So I had this long, and then I entered at the IB 50, and then I took one more, like 20 points from the IB low. This trade was up 70 points. This is what I was just talking about, James.
Yeah.
This trade was up 70 points. I entered at 956 and went to 25.20. So 74 points. 64 points. Sorry.
Yeah.
So $130 trade over 4 accounts, 700.
Again, think like how you don't know how much that wants to
600.
rip as well, and that's later, getting late in the evening for you
Yeah.
too, right? Yeah.
Well, no, this wasn't too bad. I was still going to take the Globex trade.
Okay.
I should have. This was $130 that I essentially just pissed away last night, though, because I got greedy and I moved the stop to break even. I thought last night we were going to directionally move straight up to that gap fill, so I was trying to let it run. Same thing right here. I got out before 8, ended up wicking down at 8, and then it took the full TP. I chased it a little bit over 25, got another 60. So it doesn't. I mean, you can pick and choose with your entries and exits like that. Sometimes you can let it run, sometimes you can't. Part of the reason I just got out there too is because of if I go back down to the 1 minute time frame, what would you do in this case? You risk a little bit more than me. That was a $280 trade, essentially. That was in 30 seconds, though. That was less than a minute candle. If I go, let's go down to ticks, actually. So you guys can see the tick candles are essentially 2 seconds, I would say. So this it's based on volume, so not time frame, but this is like the 1 to 2 second chart, maybe. Some of these are probably half a second with how much volume came in. That was less than a minute that I was in that trade. I can actually go to, we'll get the exact time that I was in that trade. We'll go to reports from today. 37 seconds is how long that was. So that's $280 in 37 seconds. Definitely could have held it for the Ivy high, but I do think that was probably a tweet from Trump or something that came out with how fast it popped down. That's what everyone wants, though. You want you want to enter your trade and then almost immediately go to full TP. It's the dream. Now it's kind of pittered out, but it should go and take the Ivy high, just so everyone knows. It should jump all the way up to that high. I don't think it's just going to sit here.
Someone was asking, think about the algos. Brad, who's Brad? He's asking someone else in the chat. But how profitable is it just to depend on age for algos? Can it be dependent? You know, I'm green trading them, but I love trading discretional too. So you're running the algos, yeah, as well or not?
I don't have them on now. Why does this candle look so weird? Oh, my profit was over the wick of it. Very odd. I'll go down to the 1 minute time frame, see how long. So that is the 10:30 candle close now. So we should go up to 25,333 here. So I am sitting pretty for the day.
Yeah, Brad. I know Brad is tech support, but he's not on stream, so that's why I was a bit confused.
We're struggling at 25.3 too. Yeah, just make the move over to trade of 8. It's not that bad.
So someone's asking a good question here. Guys, why not long if you said it'll take the high, or you've been disciplined in keeping your profits? I've made money on 2 trades today. I don't really like to overtrade. If I've made money by 11 a.m. Eastern time, I lock myself up. That's what's been working for me this year. So you could take another trade and then give it could work out, it could lose. But once I'm green, I like to lock myself up. So I'm protecting that. And I made $1,000 today. I'm happy with that. I don't need to go and push and try and trade 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. I definitely could have held that, but could have also wicked all the way down if Trump tweeted something. It's a tricky topic to discuss because on one side you have people saying that if you don't let your trade run to full TP, if you secure it early, then it's not working in your favor. On the same note, if you let your trade run to full TP, how often are you getting stopped out early on that trade, or how often are you actually letting that trade do what it should be doing? Or if you get unlucky from news and other instances, there's a lot of if, thens, and buts.
So we still got yeah, there we go. We should have the edgeful screener now coming up as well. Even the what's in play, look at the what's in play was at the top here, was showing us that we wanted to be long bias in terms of the what's in play reports. And then you can go to the screener now as well. Let's go to my daily bias, my custom one. It's leaning long as well. So the what's in play is bullish, and then the screener.
IB is bullish. SPY's but gonna take the IB high. Honestly, wish I could have played Dow there because that would have. I think it's 50 cents per move or per point on the minis. So let me go and bring up. I'll reach out to the live support. Maybe they can give me. I think it's like Comex C or something.
Yeah, it's C-bot.
C-bot. Comex is gold. So this would have been with that wick down 170 point move. So $85 on 1 micro. How much money would you recommend I make from my 50K account before buying algos? I wouldn't say how much you make from your 50K account. You want to be able to consistently take payouts before you go and buy those algos.
Yeah.
Because you want to have a source of income that can pay for those algos.
And personally, I would trade the algos on a cash account. It's my own opinion, but yeah.
My wife just texted me and said, please tell me why it was $50. She doesn't even know how much I filled my truck up with the other day. Please tell me why it was $50 to fill my tank and my gas light wasn't even on. I've never spent so much on gas in my life.
Tell her whole muse.
My truck from like just over a quarter of a tank the other day was $83 to fill up. It was disgusting. Pretty good long trade. I mean, I don't think you could have written that any better for where our wick entry was. That was 50% to the cent on Qs, and M&Q it wicked 1 point below, but it was enough for us to get filled on all 4 of the live accounts, surprisingly. SPY just about took the high. Q should go and take the high. YM should also go and take the high. So really good setup for today. I was long. I secured early. I got $70. So I am probably going to end my day at 1,040 profit. Am I a Silverado guy? Yes. Yes, I am. I just bought my first ever brand new vehicle last May. I've had it for a year and it has 14,000 miles on it. I used to have a Infinity that took premium gas. So I've been used to always putting a shit ton of gas in my car. Okay, so for everyone that has a concern about why I got out of that trade early, this is what Trump tweeted at 10:23 on Truth Social. So that's the reason that we got our wick entry at 10:23, 10:24. Trump tweeted, Iran's navy is laying at the bottom of the sea, completely obliterated 158 ships. What we have not hit are their small number of what they call fast attack ships because we did not consider them as much of a threat. Warning, if any of these ships come anywhere close to our blockade, they will be immediately eliminated using the same system to kill that we use against drug dealers on boats at sea. As a quick, brutal 98.2% likely, 98.2% of drugs coming into the U.S. by ocean or sea have been stopped. So that is the 1023 Truth Social Truth. I think that's what they're called. Not tweets, but truths. That is the 1023 drop that we just got. So our entry is at 1024 to the tick. With that tweet, we could have very easily, obviously this is coming from a hindsight perspective, we could have very easily just dumped all the way down to 25,158, which was the IB low. On the same note, going to the trade I had last night and then talking more about the evolving risk reward, if I move the stop to break even, that no longer is a one-to-one trade. Somewhat is because it was at 25%. So that trade, if I move the stop loss to break even, it does de-risk the trade, as James just mentioned too, which I have the same mindset on this. I would have probably been more prone to tilting after having a trade go up $80 like that and then immediately down to zero. When you move your stop to break even, that turns the trade from 1-to-1 to 0.7 for risk reward. So we would have been from a profitable trade. Yes, we don't have a risk on the trade, but we have mental capital at stake. We could have made another $80 on that trade, could have doubled our profit, or we could have just gone and lost it all and gone right back down to zero. Pip T said I have a Dodge Ram 1500, took 130 to fill it up. I have a 1987 Monte Carlo that takes 93 gas only. It takes $80 to fill it up. Yeah, it's disgusting. I have never in my life seen gas so expensive. Even during COVID, gas around us was like, well, actually, right when COVID hit and no one was going anywhere, gas was like $1.60. That was the best time of my life, traveling everywhere. Or driving everywhere anyway. And then it went up to like 280 and I was just thinking, man, this sucks. Now it's at 4.30 a gallon. 4.30 a gallon if you're a member of the gas station and you have a credit card for the gas station, but it's like 4.40 to 4.50 otherwise. Check your YouTube chat, James.
Let's have a look. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Put that in the bottom right corner.
Oh, is that on the chat?
Yeah, it should be.
Sick.
Type
Oh,
1 or 2 in chat if you're green or red on the day.
Oh, sick. That's pretty cool. They got polls now.
Well, let's comment 1 for all of us. Because we're all green.
Yeah.
Costco gas is good gas. Yeah, I don't have a Costco near me. I live in rural Maine. I think Maine actually has one Costco, and that's it. It's in southern Maine, where my parents live. I know we're trading futures in here, so we don't usually speak too much on this point. But this increase in gas prices I don't think it's going to cause a recession, because we had the reserve. We don't have any more oil in reserve. We released all of it. That's why gas prices went down for like a week, and then they're right back up even higher than they were. You cannot think of the common man with what causes a recession. Recessions are started by big tech and companies. It's not started by, oh, my neighbor can't afford gas to mow his lawn, so he's just not gonna mow his lawn. Gas prices, we use a minute fraction of what big tech and tractor trailers and anyone that uses gas to transport products across the US, or airplanes, anything that is plastic, that packaging that you use for Amazon packages, those are all made of plastic. Petroleum is in, I think, almost everything that we use now, minus like organic stuff. But if you wear polyester clothes, you're wearing petroleum. So go and check the clothes that you're probably wearing right now. If you're wearing a dress shirt, or if you're wearing anything other than cotton, it has petroleum in it. Shoes, all petroleum. Tires, petroleum. Anything that's rubber. So it's not just, man, it sucks, I have to pay $80 to fill up my gas tank. It is the packaging for all these big tech companies, how much it costs for them to ship their products across the US, package their stores, all the plastic that are in buildings, all the plastic that's in tires. That all comes from oil cost. So oil going up to $4 it could get very close to starting a recession, but we're going to see a Q2, Q3 earnings report that is going to reflect this massively. So next quarter, Q3, I bet is when it happens. All these big tech companies are going to have a massive increase in, even the buttons on Andre's shirt are plastic. The glasses that James is wearing right now are probably plastic.
Yeah.
It might be metal. IB high taking on SPY. Q should be right behind it. Brian said, what buttons? Really cool documentary to watch. This is very off topic, but the plastic detox on Netflix. If you guys have time, it's like an hour and 15 minutes. And it talks about why infertility rates are so high and how bad plastic is for you. Everything in your house is made of plastic.
On Netflix, yeah?
Yeah, the plastic detox. I was talking about this with Ash Trades last week. My wife and his wife are on the same kick. Also, 81% of people in here for today with a green outcome on the day. Only 3 people red. Very nice to see. Yes, great point, Ritala. That's why gold's down as much as it is, because other countries are selling their gold reserves to buy oil right now. Oil's going up, gold's going down, gold's getting sold off in crazy large quantities to purchase oil. Oil is a borderline renewable resource. We're not going to see it in our lifetime, neither will like 10 generations from now. But when we're all dead and gone, oil will recover to the quantities that we had. My wife has me spending $1,000 on groceries at Whole Foods now, thanks to Netflix. $1.90 per liter in the UK. A pound.
It's it's more expensive here, bro. South Africa is hefty.
$10. How much is it for a liter for you?
I'll have to go to dollars, but let's go like this. Petrol price. It's currently, I know it was in like 28, but we'll have to see, which would be, it would be like $1.90. I think it went up
$9 a gallon.
I'm trying to see. Yeah, it said yeah.
Damn.
I don't drive too much, bro, I must say.
I don't either. I mean, 14,000 miles isn't too bad in a year. I think lease vehicles are like 10,000 is your limit. And that's on the low end too. Very nice Rafshan, 1,013 on the day. 1,113 on the day.
Yeah, so it's 20, 23, 25 at the moment. Yeah. So just about $1.40 now, actually. Yeah.
Drive for dope, putt for show, James.
But that's coastal, and then yeah.
Maybe I will. What time are you coming to? What date?
I'm coming from the 8th to the 24th.
May?
Yeah.
Okay. 8th to 24th.
I'll be in Florida. Yeah, I'll be in Florida first. And then that's when I'm checking Andre in the beginning. And then I'll be up New York side towards the end.
I'll wait for you to come to New York.
Yeah. How far is it from where you are to New York, would you say?
6 hours for a drive.
Oh, wow. Yo, then you're definitely.
Yeah, I showed you. Remember? I was talking to Dan Cook about that. Dan Cook last Tuesday after we got off stream.
Yeah.
He was asking me how far it takes me to get to like New York or to get to.
Yeah, I don't think we
Chicago.
realize how big the states are. For me, that's never been there.
It would take me 6 hours to drive to New York or to the north of Maine from where I am. And I'm in central Maine too. So I'm almost halfway there already. But
I'll be in New York so we can make it through, definitely.
Yeah, and we can play some golf.
Yeah, I'd love to.
He was stunned when I said that I would be within the same state driving 6 hours.
Yeah,
he was like, I drive 6 hours and I change 4 countries.
Yeah.
Because he lives in Wales. Chris said, Zinc maybe should be aware of the real problem. Thailand fuel shortages causes a problem by the harvest. You can read stuff like that in Germany. Food prices will explode. I'm very familiar with food and sustainability, stuff like that, because that's what my dad does for work. He always talks to me about it on the weekends. If anyone knows Delhaize America, based in Amsterdam, they own like almost the entire East Coast, all the grocers on the East Coast in the US.
Yeah, we're a big country. Yo, James, can you give me a house address and bank details? Yeah, I live in central Maine, America.
Whoa.
And my bank details are Bitcoin.
Not funny. Not funny.
I still got 6 hours from where you are, bro. But yeah, I'll tell you the dates and then we can make a plan. Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, literally, yeah, dude. If we drove 6 hours, that would be out the country. But where I am, basically, or not maybe out the country, but we'll be close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would show it on Google Maps, but then it'll show what town I'm in, and there's only like
Yeah.
1,500 people to look through before you find me. So,
Yeah.
and I don't think you're gonna count my neighbor because he's about 85. He's probably not gonna be trading. It'd be very easy to find me. Here comes the IB high. Can we get it in the next 8 minutes? You guys could have caught another. I almost took another entry at 25.3 for the high. That would have been another 33 points. That's the 25 entry, IB 25 entry. But it is coming over to, or 10 points away right now. Pip T said Alabama's 7.5 hours top to bottom, 4.5 hours across.
Yeah. That's
Are you? I hope you're flying to New York, right?
Oh yeah. No, definitely. Yeah.
Because if not, that's like a 26-hour drive.
No, definitely flying. Yeah. I'm coming with the family, bro. So definitely flying. Yeah.
Sam, are you on the 25K Flex or 25K Pro for Lucid? Gotcha. You can, if you want to lower it, set your buy limit to go to micros. This works for anyone, by the way, if you're trading on evals. If you want to lose money, don't try to lose money. Just go to 10 micros and immediately buy market, sell market. And the fees will get you down to your consistency target. You're locked out since you put personal day price target. Oh, well, what you going to do? You'll have to make 740 now instead of 650. So you only increased it by another $100. It's not too bad. But if anyone else ever makes too much money over your eval, here, there's the IB high, by the way. So I did kind of screw myself out of some profits there a little bit. Could have made another 100. Could have, should have, would have. If anyone wants to lose money on an eval, set your buy sell limit to 10 for micros, and then just spam buy market sell market, and the fees will get you down to your profit target. Not trying to purposely lose money. I wouldn't go any over 10 because if you do like 2 minis, you might accidentally lose too much, and then you're trying to make more than you should. I hit TP. Thank you so much for making up for my gambling habits yesterday, Zing. No problem. James could have made more, but he's a little baby, so. You beat me today. You bested me.
I'm playing poker now, so I'm controlling my.
So what'd you say you did on the day? 1-4?
1-2.
1-2. Oh, hold on a minute here. I'm taking an additional trade. I'll be right there with you.
Yeah, 1-2-5-8.
1060.
Close. I'm gonna make more of the fuel prices, bro.
I bet I beat you on Thursday though.
Yeah, Thursday I did.
So not last Thursday. I'm talking about this one. If I make another 320 on these accounts, I'll make another 4,000. So
nice.
I don't think he'll be beating me for that. It's fair. It's fair. Should I long when the 5-minute candle closes over the IB high? No. The IB is done for the day. What I imagine is going to happen with that gap fill and as much as we've moved today, we're probably going to pitter out for the rest of the day. So I think we'll do something like this. maybe a couple tweets from Trump here and there spike us up and down a couple 100 points, 50 points.
Yeah, I mean, we've moved so much up
Yeah.
already right now. Have we filled the gap yet on NQ?
Yep. Gap.
Yeah.
We filled the gap at that 945 candle that you got out on.
Yeah. On ES as well. Let me just confirm that. Gap filled 2.0. Yeah, filled it on ES too. So, yeah, I agree. I mean, we've moved up on ES top to bottom today so far. It's like 94 points. So, this is where you also got to think about. Remember, I spoke about that volume and range by weekday. We pick up volume as we continue. So don't look to overtrade now if you are green. That's one of the reasons why I'm not looking for a second trade. I've made money, and it's a Monday with that volume and range by weekday. So yeah,
absolutely. Nate said, I have a weird question. Although, how would you trade 150K, and how long would you plan to trade the evaluation account in days? What is the max loss limit on the 150K that you have? Because I know it's a little different per platform. I think if you're on Lucid, it's 9,000. Top Step 6,000. So if you can tell me what the max loss limit, 4,500. Okay. So 4,500. First off, I'll go over. This is how all the numbers behind these accounts work. I have $1,000 in drawdown. The calculator recommends that we risk 40. So if you risk $40, you have 25 trades. Even with the 40% win rate, you won't blow the account. You won't hit 25 losses in a row. Statistically improbable. I like to risk about 120 per trade, 100 to 120. We're in the 60 to 70% win rate bracket. So we have a 6% chance of having 8 losses in a row. But when you lose your first trade, and you only have 880 in drawdown left, you need to also reduce your risk. So it stays constant with what your risk to losing the account is. So you have a $4,500 drawdown. You can just multiply that by 4.5. So you can risk, instead of risking 120, you can go and risk like 550 to 520. This will give you a 6% chance you blow the account with 8 losses in a row. This, you can just size up. You don't have to do too much math for it. If I risk 120, you can just go and risk 4 micros instead of 1 micro, or 5 micros instead of 1 micro. I lean heavily on this risk calculator. So if I have 1,263 in drawdown now, that's because that's what my profit is on the day, 1,266 actually. I can afford to risk. You can see this increased by 20%. So it went from 40 to 50 for recommended risk. So I can afford to increase my risk by 20%, which would be 144. 144. So you can slightly increase more the more profit you have in the account. With end of day trailing drawdown, you have to profit what your profit target is, your max loss limit, before you can start increasing your risk. So for 150Ks, I would personally increase the risk by 4x. That's the main reason I don't trade 100K sizes or 150K sizes. James is a little bit different. He's more comfortable with his risk. With 1-to-1 risk rewards on the IB and targeting longs or shorts, or regardless of the setup, I have wide stop losses. I have a high-ish win rate. I have low size, high stop losses. James has high win rate, high size. Obviously, he hasn't lost for a long time, but if you were to take a loss with negative RR, it kind of eats quite a bit of your profit from previous days, right?
Correct.
Not saying that you're going to take a loss anytime soon because you're on a streak and a half.
Yeah.
Making
yeah.
This is why. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say I'm also trading different accounts, right? Because I'm trading with prop firms. I'm trading FTMO. They got 10K static drawdown. So even if I lose like $2,000 on a day, I still have $8,000 to play with.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think of it this way: is it easier for you to go out and ask a stranger for $100 or $1,000? I know this is weird. It's going to connect, I promise. Same thing with trading. The dollar amount, it's a lot easier to make $100 than it is to make 1,000. Or if you're on 25Ks versus 150Ks, 150K profit target, $9,000. 25K profit target, $1,250. It's a lot easier to make $1,250 than it is to make $9,000. So you're not going to, it doesn't matter what your size is. You can size up. On the same note, that means your losses are bigger too. It's a lot easier to lose 9,000 than it is to lose 1,250 if you're sized up to a full mini versus trading one micro. Yes, it all scales the same, but the money that you're making, size does not indicate making more money. It does, but it's either way, it's really hard to go and make $1,000 or like what you did this year already, James. Not very easy to go and make 50,000, is it? James?
Yeah. No, I agree with that 100%.
I mean, that's something that a normal person that works a 9 to 5, they work the entire year to make that much.
Yeah. No, sorry, Zink. I thought you were making a comment there, not a question. Yeah, 100%. I think I've been on a good run. And I'm just sometimes it is also to size down the risk too, because then you're not putting so much stress on the drawdown limits as well.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard making that amount of money, large amount of money, but it's a lot easier to make a little bit and then stack those little wins together. Yeah. We are at 11 o'clock now, guys. It's time for us to hop off. I will be live again tomorrow. James will not, so he'll have his pre-market prep. And then for Wednesday this week, you guys just have James and Andre. The two of them will do the giveaway. Thank you guys for tuning in. Well, maybe we'll add a little counter to the stream, see if James or I beat each other each day. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
He bested me today.
Yeah.
But very good day regardless.
I'm going to start trading a demo account, buy one and sell the other, like the Instagram influencers.
Or I'll go short, you go long every day.
Yeah,
we always win.
Oh, that's funny. No, good stuff, guys. I think good trades from both Zink and I today on stream. I hope that they make sense for you guys, our explanations, and I'll see you on Wednesday.
See you guys.